A big hello to all the lovely people who are watching the video at the moment. It's time to learn how to convert an interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. Today, at first you'll learn the types of interrogative sentence. Then, you'll get to know the various steps of converting an interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech with ample number of examples. Besides, I'll provide you exercise to practice. Have you brought your pen and paper? I hope you have. So, without further delay, let's get started.
Well, today I'm going to talk about interrogative sentences in direct and indirect speech. But before coming to sentences, you must know what does an interrogative sentence mean. Actually, an interrogative sentence asks a question. It is punctuated at the end with a question mark or sign of interrogation. Basically, there are two types of interrogative sentence. First one is yes/no question, and the second one is WH word question. Let's try to know about the types of interrogative sentence in details. Yes/no question or close-ended question. A type of question that only can be answered by yes or no, and so does not allow for elaboration or detailed explanation. This type of question begins with an auxiliary verb like am, is, are, was, were, have, has, had, can, could, etc. For example, will you help me? Here, the answer may be yes or no. If you want to help me, you will reply yes. And your answer will be no if you are not ready to help me. Next one, WH question word or open-ended question. A question in English introduced by a WH word that requires information in answer rather than yes or no. This type of question begins with a WH question word like who, which, what, when, how, where, why, whom, whose, etc. For example, what are you doing? Such a question can't be answered by yes or no, but it requires a bit explanation. For example, I'm listening music or watching movies, etc. To convert any interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, please follow the following steps. First step is identify. Here you will identify subject, object, reporting verb, person and tense of the reported speech. Second step is change of reporting verbs. Third step is removal of inverted comma with if or whether or WH question word. Fourth step is change of pronouns. Fifth step is change of tenses. Sixth step is convert the interrogative sentence to assertive sentence or statement. Seventh step is change of other words denoting time and place. And finally, replace the sign of interrogation or question mark with a period or full stop. I will explain all the steps shortly with ample number of examples. There are three important changes you must remember when you convert an interrogative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, as others remain same like assertive sentence. Changes are change of reporting verb, conversion of the question into a statement, and the replacement of inverted commas. If the reported speech given in interrogative sentence, the reporting verb will be changed accordingly. Say or say to becomes ask. Says or says to becomes asks. Said or said to becomes asked. Ask, asked or asked remain same. Instead of reporting verb ask, sometimes even we use inquire, suggest, inform, wanted to, know, etc. One thing is to be noted, that we must convert the interrogative sentence into assertive sentence in indirect speech. It means the word order in a reported question is the same as in a statement. The verb comes after the subject. Furthermore, you should not use conjunction that at the time of removal of the quotation marks. Please watch the entire video to understand all of them in depth. When we remove inverted comma or quotation marks, we usually use the following words. In the beginning of an interrogative sentence, if you find any auxiliary verbs, for example, am is are, was were, have has had, shall, will, should, can, could, do, does, did, etc. Don't forget to use if or whether in the place of inverted commas. On the other hand, if you see any WH question words like who, which, why, what, where, how, when, whom, whose, etc., it will remain same. Let's understand the application of different steps with an example. She said to me, "Are you going to school now?" Step number 1 is to identify. Here, she is the subject, me is the object, you is an example of second person pronoun, and said is the reporting verb. As the reporting verb given in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here, the tense of the reported speech given in present continuous tense. Step 2 is to change the reporting verb. Said to will become asked. Step 3 is to replace the inverted comma or quotation mark with if, as it is a yes-no type of question. So the sentence becomes like this: she asked me if. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here, you is an example of second person pronoun. From the son formula, we have got to know that second person pronoun is changed according to the object of the reporting speech. As here object given me and its subjective case is I, so you will be converted to I. Step 5 is the change of tense. Here the reported speech is in present continuous, so are going gets converted to was going. Step 6 is to convert the sentence into statement or an assertive sentence. After the fifth step, the sentence looks like was I going to school. Applying step 6, the statement becomes I was going to school. Step 7 is the change of words denoting time and place. Here, now will be converted to then. And final step is to put full stop instead of question mark or the sign of interrogation. After implementing all the steps, the indirect speech looks like she asked me if I was going to school then. I hope you have understood all the 8 steps formula. Let's look into one more example. Adiba said to Mahbub, "Did you go to school yesterday?" Let's apply the 8-step formula here. Step 1 is to identify. Here, Adiba is the subject, Mahbub is the object. Subject of the reported speech given in second person you. Said is the reporting verb. As said is given in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here, the tense of the reported speech is in simple past tense. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. Here, said to will become asked. Step 3 is to replace inverted comma or quotation mark with if, as it is a yes-no type of question. The sentence will become like this: Adiba asked Mahbub if. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here, you is the second person pronoun and object is Mahbub. So, you will be converted to he. Step 5 is the change of tense. Here, the reported speech is in simple past. So, it will be converted into past perfect. For this, did go gets converted into had gone. Step 6 is to convert the sentence into an assertive sentence or statement. After fifth step, the sentence looks like had he gone to school. Converting it to an assertive sentence, the sentence becomes he had gone to school. Step 7 is to change of words denoting time and place. So, yesterday will be converted to the previous day. Final step is to use the full stop or period in place of question mark or the sign of interrogation. So, the final converted sentence is Adiba asked Mahbub if he had gone to school the previous day. Let's look into another example. Mahdi said to Sadia, when will you finish the work today? Let's apply the 8-step formula here. Step 1 is to identify. Here, Mahdi is the subject, Sadia is the object. The subject of the reported speech given in second person you. Said is the reporting verb. As the reporting verb given in past form, we need to check the tense of the reported speech. Here, the tense of the reported speech is in simple future. Step 2 is the change of reporting verb. Said will become asked. Step 3 is to replace the quotation mark or inverted comma with when. As it is a direct question, the sentence will become like this: Mahdi asked Sadia when. Step 4 is the change of pronoun. Here, you is the second person pronoun and object is Sadia. So, you will be converted to she. Step 5 is the change of tense. Here, the reported speech is in simple future. So, will gets converted to would. Step 6 is to convert the sentence into an assertive sentence or statement. After the fifth step, the sentence looks like would she finish the work? Converting it to an assertive sentence, the sentence becomes she would finish the work. Step 7 is to change the words denoting time and place. So, today will be converted to that day. Final step is to use the full stop or period in the place of question mark or the sign of interrogation. At last, the indirect speech looks like Mahdi asked Sadia when she would finish the work that day. Let's look into the next example. Ramiz says to her, do you know Hassan? Step 1 is to identify. Here, Ramiz is the subject, her is the object. The subject of the reported speech given in second person pronoun you. Says is a reporting verb. As the reporting verb says to given in present form, there won't be any change in tense in the reported speech. Next step is to change the reporting verb. Here, reporting verb says to, so it gets converted to asks. The start step is to replace inverted comma or quotation mark with if, as it is a yes no type of question. So the sentence looks like Ramiz asks her if. The fourth step is the change of pronoun. Here, you will be converted to she. The fifth step is the change of tense. But as the reporting verb is in present tense, we won't change the tense of the reported speech. Please note it properly. Step 6 is to convert the interrogative sentence into assertive sentence. It means, does she know gets converted to she knows. Step 7 is the change of words denoting time and place. As there are no such words, this step won't come here. Step 8 is to use full stop instead of question mark or the sign of interrogation. After applying all the steps, finally, the indirect speech looks like Ramiz asks her if she knows Hassan. Let's look into one more example of it. The teacher asked the students, does the moon shine at night? First step is to identify. Here, teacher is the subject, students is the object, asked is the reporting verb. Here, the asked is in past form, but the given interrogative sentence is an example of universal truth. So, there won't be any change of tense in this case. The next step is to change the reporting verb. As reporting verb asked has already been given, again, no change in reporting verb. The third step is to replace quotation marks or inverted comma with if, as it is a yes no type of question. So the sentence would look like the teacher asked the students if. Step 4 is a change of pronoun. As there is no pronoun, this step won't come. Note that here the subject of the reported speech, the moon, given in noun form. Step 5 is to change of tense. Because of universal truth, tense won't be changed here. Step 6 is to convert the interrogative sentence into statement. Here, does the moon shine at night gets converted to the moon shines at night. Step 7 is the change of words denoting time and place. As there are no such type of words, this step won't come. And step 8 is to use period or full stop instead of question mark or sign of interrogation. So, after implementing the last step, the indirect speech will look like the teacher asked the students if the moon shines at night. You have looked into examples of various types of questions which got converted to indirect speech. We can summarize the whole things in a chart. Please try to remember it. Now, I'm going to give an exercise for practicing to convert the direct speech into indirect speech which are having questions. Please message me the answer in the comment box. Sentence number 1. He said, do you take your exam seriously? Sentence number 2. She says to the beggar, why are you begging all the time here? Sentence number 3. The teacher said to the students, do you know how many students will pass this year? Sentence number 4. The judge said to the accused, have you bought a car ever? Sentence number 5. Father said, do you know we have got another opportunity? Apply the 8 steps formula that you have just learned, and I hope you won't face any difficulties if you follow the steps. I am waiting for your answer. In my next video, I'll discuss how to convert an imperative sentence from direct speech to indirect speech. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any query, please feel free to write in the comment section. If the video really helped you, don't forget to hit the like button. Share the video so others can learn. And do subscribe the channel to get regular update on the course.